Did you know that your words are important? What if someone had unknowingly told you to speak something over yourself that was not true? But what you were told to speak over yourself was actually a statement that would be from the enemy versus being from the one who helps you. What if you speaking this hindered you in your growth and it hindered you in what you were actually trying to do? I'm going to prove this to you through the scripture. Proverbs 18:21, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat their fruit. So we see from the scripture that what we speak from our mouth is gravely important to how we are to function. So if you speak life into yourself, you continually speak good things, life, scripture, the word into yourself, it's going to be life to you. But if you speak things that are opposite of that, like being told that you need to admit that you're powerless. Well, today I'm going to stand up against that. I disagree with that. You do not need to speak that you are powerless because you have power. And I'm going to prove that to you. Let's go ahead and go to the scripture, Romans 5:6. And I'm going to pull that up for you. You don't have to go to it. For when we are still weak, Messiah in due time died for the wicked. Okay, so when we were still weak, Messiah in due time died for the wicked. Simply meaning we could not save ourselves unto salvation. Okay, so let's not twist this particular scripture. And I know that in the King James, it does say that we are powerless, but this means we are powerless unto salvation. It means that the Messiah had to come and die for us. Okay, but this has nothing to do with making a decision about food. You have the power to make the decision about food. Let me prove this to you. So if you are powerless to make a decision about eating food, that means that you won't eat food because you don't have the power to make the decision for it. Being powerless about making the decision, you're going to have to make a decision if you're going to eat. So here's where the power comes in. The power comes in when you say, I'm going to decide to eat this, which is good for me. I'm going to decide to eat that. And that's what I'm going to consume. But you also have the power to say, I don't want to eat that that's good for me. I want to eat this over here that I know is not good for me, but I want it. And so we take the power and we decide to eat that is not that is not good for us. And so we choose. Our decisions are powerful in and of themselves. So let's get away from the notion that we are powerless. Of course, hey, I understand. You're going to have to say to yourself that you need help. I understand that. You're going to need to say to yourself that you possibly need someone to help you. You possibly need to become a part of a group to help get you to where you need to be. There is nothing wrong in admitting that. But to say you're powerless, this is almost like an oxymoron. Do you know how powerful it is to have humility? So for you to even admit that you need help, that's powerful. You see, I had to admit that. I needed to change my life. I had to become humble before the Most High and say, I need help. I need for you to be there with me. I need for you to help change my mindset about how I think about food. I need for you to help my body through eating nutritious food. You see, I'd already prayed, will you please touch me and heal my body? I knew that that wasn't the answer because I had gotten myself to that place. I knew that what I did was going to have to change inside, and I knew that what I ate was going to change my body. Got a scripture for it. Let's look at this. Psalm 62 in verse 11. Elohim has spoken once, twice have heard this. The strength belongs to Elohim, that's the Father. And loving commitment is yours, O Yahuwah. That's the Hebrew word. I know we'll normally see God and Lord in the King James, but this is actually the name of the Father, Yah or Yahuwah, okay? For you reward each one according to his work. I knew that I had to do something. I had to change. So I knew that there was a work that I had to do. I had to put the right food into my mouth. I knew I had to do that. I knew that all of my life I was putting the wrong food into my mouth, and it was getting me into a place that was harmful. It was killing my body. But in order for me to change that, I had to do the work. I had to do the right work. And what does it say? And loving commitment is yours, O Yahuwah, for you reward each one according to his work. So according to my work, when I left ultra processed food, like food that really was not created by him, and I started eating the food that grew from the trees and I plucked the fruit, the food that grows from the ground and I lift it up from the ground. And when I eat that whole fruit and the whole plant, my body began to heal itself. You see, he rewarded my work because of what I did. So I'm not going to confess over myself that I'm powerless, because if I confess to myself that I'm powerless, then that means I'm powerless to pick the fruit from the tree and eat it. I'm powerless to pick that food up from the ground and begin to eat it and have healing to my body. Again, I understand it's saying that we need to admit to ourselves that we need help. But again, that's powerful in and of itself, because we as people, let's be honest, in our sin, we don't want to admit that we need help. But it's power to admit that we need help. We must do something to receive the reward. We have to do something to receive help from a group, to receive help from a coach, to receive help from people. We have to do something. That means we have to be powerful enough to make ourselves available to be helped. Admitting that you need help is powerful. Admitting that you need people in your life is powerful. Connecting with a like-minded group to get help from is powerful. So don't feel like you don't have power. Let's get away from saying, I'm powerless. No, you are powerful. It's the decision that you have to make up here that determines how powerful you are. And when you make the decision to be powerful and you do the work, then our Father, Yahuwah, is going to reach down and he's going to help you. He's going to reward you with that. I hope that this was good for you. Never speak death over yourself until that you are powerless. Never give the enemy the opportunity to hear that you are powerless, because you give that power over to him. And in this group, on this channel, we are not going to give our power over to anything. We are not going to give our power over from anyone, because our power comes from him. and it is He that has given it to us. Hey, I hope that this was good for you. Hey, please go to our Facebook page that we just opened, From Process to Pure Food Movement Facebook page. Hey, please go and like it. We now have a YouTube channel that is online, From Process to Pure Food Movement YouTube channel. Go over there and please subscribe to it, which hopefully you're on it right now if you are seeing this with others. And if you know that there are other people who are struggling with the same things that you are struggling with, please give them this information, give them this page, give them this channel so that they can come and get help. You are a powerful person, and it's time for you to start taking that power into your own hands, which you can do so that He can give you the power to go forward. Hey, this is your destination for transformation. I look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.